Okay. Good morning. We are Simon Samach Zion. It's Ribis. It's one Sif Aleph. Start again. Malva Adam L'Chaveo Mona Al Tnai. She's Asik Boy. Someone who lends money to someone else. Al Tnai, that he uses the principle to invest. L'Reva Chamalva. Ad Shehishne money. He has to invest the money until there's reva, until there's two money in profit. Right? The money stays as the principal, and then there's two money in top of that. Via ba'achrayas amalve arois zman, and it's going to be ba'achrayas. It's going to be a pikadon. Ba'achrayas amalve, meaning if it gets lost, then it's like any other pikadon. The malve loses out. Arois zman. No, it's a pikadon. Someone who has a pikadon, it's the achrayas meaning here, because it's not an actual physical pikadon. The achrayas means it's on if it gets lost, if let's say he feels a bad investment, the malva loses it. The malva, right? The malva loses out, right? No, it is because a pikadon, just like if someone gives someone an object, right, it gets destroyed, so he doesn't have the object anymore.
The shomer is tied on us.
Okay, let's say, but because it's a physical object. But here it's either way, the Karen is gone. Achrayas here by ribis, hilchos ribis. Achrayas means that it's a pikadon. Means that that if it gets lost, it gets lost. We'll see. There are times, whatever. Kishu shnei money and yachsu shnei money in the malva. When there's shnei money in profit, it goes back. That money those go to the malva. Umisham ve'elach yokol harevach loive. After that, all the revach, all the profit goes to the loive, and then it changes into halva. It changes into a halva, and therefore, whatever that money, the loive at some point is chayav to pay that money back. Uvad sheyitain schar amalo, along as he gives the guy, he pays him for his work. Ad shnei money, as long as he pays him for his work, because Lamaisa, he's lending him money, and he's getting back to money. So therefore, it's ribis. So there's a din by an iska, someone who you give someone money to invest. So that if you pay him for that for his work, so then that matters. That's an integral chelik of the heter of an iska. V'im hisna ima mitchila. Feel of a kosher shehiste lost lo b'schar mal. As long as he gave him, as long as he paid him a little bit, that he's a worker. So then that's enough that the kilu we're going to get into all the protim of iska much later on. But here that this is one of the heterion that makes it not ribis. Again, an iska is usually in the Mishnah says it's chetzi chetzi, meaning it's chetzi pikada on the chetzi milve, meaning half of the principle is achrei. If it gets lost, that it's batuach that if it gets lost, then it's a halva, it's on the loive or the oisik to go ahead and pay that back, and half of it is a pikada that if it gets lost, then the malva loses that money. So here the deal was it starts off for the malva, and then afterwards it switches to the loive. So as long as he pays the loive, it's okay. Hagav hu adin ifcha shemalva lo tchila l'tzarech haloive. Let's say he lends him tchila for the loive. Achakach yaslik boy. He lent him money, and now the loive starts investing it l'tzarech hamalve. He starts investing it for the malva and he gives it. That's the same din that if the malva will pay the loive money to invest it, so then it's going to be mutter It's not because that's not going to be considered a not going to be considered ribis.
But I just want to clarify, if somebody pays somebody to invest the money, that payment absolves him from any loan that would come back as an investment, not the loan. Is that what?
Yeah, yeah. It turns it into an iska. Um,
And this is all done upfront.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So right. So the thing is, just to point out quickly, the Taz, the Gra, I'll ask on this. They basically they have an issue that if it's halva, it's still not mutter because halva is not an iska. If it's Torah the way the Gra says it, if he says halveni, so then how does it, it's not it's still not it's not you're still the magdire, you're setting this up as a loan, not as an investment, not as a business deal. Even though you're paying everything or whatever, it's still set up as a loan. Again, a lot of stuff in Hilchos Service is how do you view the deal over here? Is it a loan? Is it a investment? Is it a mecher? Is it a sale? All these types of things. So the Gra says that if you, and the Taz Mashma also, that if you go ahead and you set it up as as a loan, then you can't change. You can't suddenly change that into an iska. It has to be set up originally as an iska. It's just could be when you get to hit the riska, it could be this idea of as well. But al kopanim, that's that's what the time of the Achronim were there. So they're cholik. We'll get more into details of these of Iska and Schartircha and all these things in Kufayin Zayin later on. Simen Kusameches and Kusamechtes. For some reason the tour mixed everything together. I don't know. It's odd. I don't know why he did it. It's like the only place. I think it's one of the only places in Shulchan Aruch that he does it. So the Mechaber also mixes it together. These are all the ribbits of using of practical doing the halvas with a non-Jew, and like giving mashkonos and all these things or whatever. So Aleph Yisrael Shalava most Yisrael who borrows money from a non-Jew, beribis. It's interesting. He wants to go return it. And his friend in shul, his friend comes over and says, "Namli, listen, give me the money. Listen, give me the. I need a loan, right? So you give me, in the meantime, you give me the loan. And what to do here? He's giving it early, or I don't know, whatever. I'll deal with him. I'll go ahead and I'll pay the loan and whatever extra ribbis there is, right? Also, and that is also because it's considered in this case. It's considered as if the since the achrayus of the loan falls on the shoulders of the Yisrael, so it's as if the Yisrael. It's as if the Yisrael is the malveh, and he's asking, and then he's a shliach to pay the ribbis to the goy. And that what we said before that's going to be a problem of ribbis. That's going to be a problem of ribbis. So I feel because of Yisrael sheni shtar b'shmo la'avi kachavim, and even if he makes a whole new contract with the non-Jew, but also mashkoinos, and they gave collateral and all these things. V'gam nasan haribis la'avi kachavim. Also, it's all also because that's the Shach says it's kilo, it's alvel l'cha manashi titin haribis la'avi kachavim. That's going to be anything that's going to be even the shilas of Ksutza, and it's very complex. It's also because the shenasa and the kol mashenasa lovi kochavim mafkinim Yisrael rishon to have ribbis Ksutza, and the Rambam says that anything that any ribbis that he gave to the goy, so he has to go ahead and the original Yisrael has to, because it's for his benefit or whatever, he has to go ahead and pay that back to the middle person. Who adinu Yisrael hayachayiv mos below ribis? Let's say Yisrael he was had a loan to a goy without ribis. Yesh lo din zeh. It's the same. It's the same din. Vafilu hamido etzel avik kochavim. Even if they did like a maimed shloshtan, where they all stood there and he said, "Listen, my loan, I'm being machted my loan to him, and you're going to go become his mal v'loive." V'amar lo avik kochavim tznan Yisrael zeh. Be pater, fine, give it and I'll pater you. Vani esna imoi dili karen v'ribis also, right? So even if so the first case over here is even if there wasn't a loan, but the second Yisrael says, okay, I'm gonna create a loan and pay ribis. It's still ribis, right? The second one said, I'll pay ribis. It's going to be also, and even if he was machne the loan over with the goy's haskama. It's still going to be a problem of ribis because it looks this case, yeah, it could be. As a tzad Rav says, yeah, it's the same thing as a tzad of ribis ksutza. Like we had before in Kosamech, the idea of Arev and every Knane, he's giving over the thing. It's kilu he gave it, and so therefore it's also. Sif Beis, aval im kibel ha'ovik l'chavi hamos. He's out of the picture, but it's ki'ilu. So, but it's ki'ilu. It's ki'ilu. He's the lashon of the shach. It's nira kenoisim ribis l'ovik b'shlichus. Could be that this case maybe is not ribis ksutza. That yeah, that's what the shach says. That's not. This case is not ribis ksutza. It's just Mexican ribis. The first case is ribis ksutza. Beis, although in kibel ha'ovik l'chaviv hamos miyada Yisrael harishon, if the goy got the money from the original loivev and also the sheni, and he gave it right back to the sheni, mutter, then it's mutter because there's kilo, it's a whole new loan. I feel him noisein haribis the yada Yisrael harishon, even if the guy pays the ribis to the pays ribis to the Yisrael Rishon, it's still going to be okay because that's because it's all for the since the non-Jews in the middle, so it makes it into a loan, straight loan from the non-Jew. Even if it's the same money, once it gets back to the goy, it doesn't make a difference. It's a new loan. V'chein im hamidu etzel ovik kochavim. Even if they're all standing, with the non-Jew there, and the guy says, "Yeah, just put the money down on the floor." Even if it doesn't go through into the actual hands of the non-Jew, but he said, "Okay, fine, just put it down, lay the sack of money down, and." He's going to go take it. So then that's also considered a new loan. If he tells them to give it to him derech pikadon, deshari, that's also mutter, like we had in the last siman. V'lo yotze b'tachas harisha m'tara salva, since it didn't go b'tara salva, so it's not considered that the second guy got a halva. It's a pikadon. Eventually changes into a halva, but that halva will be between him and the goy. It won't be a direct. It won't be nechshav a direct halva to the from the first Yisrael to the second.
So the difference between this sif and sif off is that the guy said when you put your money into the second Jew's hand, then your loan with me is finished.
Right, that's right. That's the whole thing over here. Right over here, he says pikadon also stops the. Also, it's heel. It stops the loan, and then when it becomes a halva to the second, the pointer comes to halva to the second guy, the second Jew. So it's not halva. V'ima Yisrael Sheni lo asa halva Yisrael Rishon. If the second guy did not do a halva with the first Yisrael, rak even ovik chavim. He didn't even talk to him. He just he didn't talk to the first Yisrael. He just spoke to the guy. But ovik chavim amar le lekabel mi Yisrael Rishon. He went to the guy and said, "I need a loan, right?" And he said, "Listen, I have a loan. Plony is supposed to give me but he's supposed to pay me back. Go to him and just take the money from him." And so the Yisrael Rishon enarak shlucho she'ovik kachavim. So then the Yisrael Rishon just turns into a shliach of the guy. It's a motor. Afilu noisin a ribbis to Yisrael, even if he gives the ribbis to Yisrael because he's just doing it. That he's just doing it. The Shach argues, the Bacha, they argue and they say it has to be he's completely out of the picture, because if he's still attached to the loan, gets some sort of ribbis or whatever, then it's going to be. They say that he says that the heter doesn't work. It has to be that the first, in order for it to work, it has to be it goes through the goy and he's cut out of the picture completely, and the deal between the second Yisrael is between him and the non-Jew, not the. And the first guy's cut out of the picture.
It is a Tosafot.
Right, it's not Sefer. Actually, right, it's not Sefer. Right. He says it's wrong. Fine. Now the Gemara agrees. Everyone says that this din is a bit more. Sif Daled Ovik Kachavim Shemalva Yisrael beribis Almanas Sheitein Haribis Yisrael Mutter. Now this is like the opposite case of Sif Aleph, where it's Keilu. He's he's a shliach. They would say he's a middleman. He's a shliach for the Yisrael to give ribbis to a goy. Here it's the opposite case, that the goy says, listen, you give me the halva and you pay the ribbis to someone else, which by Yisrael is going to be aser. Even the ribbis tzutza, but since it's kilo, the goy is giving the money to the Yisrael. It's just a matana. It doesn't make a difference. Even if the goy is in extra ribbis, whatever, that doesn't. That's fine. That's mutter. Hey, im Yisrael hilvel ovik kachavim beribis. Let's say Yisrael lends money to non-Jew beribis. Ovik kachavim malvo yisam Yisrael beribis, and then that goy goes ahead and lends it to the Yisrael beribis. V'chayze Yisrael Rishon, and the Yisrael Rishon and the Yisrael Rishon goes back and later ribis me'ovik kachavim aser. So that case it's aser. That case is going to be forbidden. Once again, it depends on the.
Why?
No, because then the goy is just, it seems like it's just a shliach for the Yisrael, and so therefore he's just a shliach for the Yisrael Rishon, and therefore he's not really in the picture. He's just a shliach. Right. Hagav v'dafkei v'ovik kachavim hilvel Yisrael sheni b'shlichus Yisrael Harishon, and the Rama says it's dafka if they give a shlichus the Yisrael Harishon u'kuman da'amar yesh shlichus ovik kachavim. Then you get into the shilos that's only in the field of man da'amar that you can make a shliach, they could make a non-Jew into a shliach l'chumra. It's machlokes in the Gemara. Akopanim. We paskin that's going to be a shliach l'chumra, and therefore it's going to be ribis. And even if you say that there's no shlichus to a non-Jew l'chumra, Myri the Yisrael koifel ovik kachavim litein lo ribis. That's only where the Yisrael forces the non-Jew to give him ribis. V'yodea she'ovik kachavim yachaf ha'Yisrael ha'sheni l'hotzi v'menu ha'ribis. And he knows that he's gonna be koife the sheni to give him the ribis. V'shum the mechzik ribis. Even though he's no shlichus, it's still going to be aser because it's mechzik ribis. About im islay l'ovik kachavim mashkan Yisrael Sheni. Let's say the guy took a mashkim from the Yisrael Sheni. She'ain tzarich lachavu. So he doesn't have to go ahead and force him to give him the ribis. V'lo also b'shlichus sheYisrael Rishon the kuliyal shari. And he didn't, and the Yisrael didn't talk to him. He did it. He did it by himself. So then it's even though it's the same money, and it could be he's lending it in order to be able to pay back. So he can pay back the original Yisrael to pay the rivets, whatever it is. It doesn't make a difference. Once he creates the loan on his own, then it's going to be then it's mutter. There's not mechzik ribis anymore. Maybe we'll stop here.
Good.